Hey everybody, welcome back to Andrew Retello English, and now we are on lesson 2, which is going over the 40 most common verbs in English and how to form them in the present simple tense, as well as the present continuous tense, where you will also learn how to form those verbs. This video may be a little different from others because it will basically just be focused around filling out this chart, so that you could have it in your, just for yourself to be able to use, to look at, to study whenever you could want. This chart, this whole sheet is, like always, in the description below, both completed and not completed. I recommend you pick the one that isn't completed and fill it out with the video so that you can memorize it. With that being said, the first bit here is formation of the continuous. We'll actually start with the continuous. Now, the continuous tense is something present, but something that is currently happening. So one could say, if I were to walk, I'd say, I walk, but I would also say, I am walking. I am walking. That is the continuous tense, and that is very common in spoken English. The majority of times when you use present, you'll say, I am walking, or you are walking, or she is talking, for example. So those are the uses of the conditional tense. Now, forming the conditional tense is really not too hard. The directions listed out pretty easily here. Take the present form of the verb to be, which we learned in the last video, then add ing to the infinitive. The infinitive is the original verb. And remove the letter E if it is the last letter of the infinitive before ing. So let's just look at that together. So we know the conjugation of to be as I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, and they are. Now, you're going to want to take this bit here is your first part. Then you want to add this part, the infinitive with ing. So let's say we were going to talk about the word park, the verb to park. The way we go about doing it is we'd simply just add ing to the infinitive. So it would be park ing. Ing is the ing sound, so it would be parking. So you could say, I am parking, you are parking, she, he, it is parking, we are parking, or they are parking. Now, what if we did the word to drive? To drive. Drive would be the same. You take the infinitive here, the original. However, you do want to notice the letter E at the end. We get rid of that before we add the ing. So get rid of the letter E, and it would simply be driving. Driving. Okay. That is the formation of the conditional. Of the continuous. You're going to want to have those two parts together. You need both the to be conjugation with the pronoun as well as the infinitive with ing. Okay, so now let's take a look at this chart down here. It's huge, yes, but it actually is pretty simple, and it will be very helpful for truly learning the verbs and their present conjugations in English. Now, let's look at the first part here, the infinitive. Just the base verb, what the verb actually means. Now, I include this column here, translate, and that is just for you to do whatever you want with it. You can fill it out if it helps. If not, no worries. But what you should do here, in my opinion, is put the translation of these verbs in your own language so that you can really start to understand and memorize them. So write just the translations for all of these infinitives. For example, if you are Spanish speaking, for be, you would put ser y estar here. For have, you'd put tener. Maybe if you speak French, you would put être here and avoir down there. So this translate is super helpful for you to truly start to really understand which verbs are which. So I recommend writing those in this column. So now you'll notice over here, these 4 verbs, be, have, do, and go, have stars on them. And that's because those 4 are a little different than the others. So we'll do those together. Okay. Now, this chart over here, these 4 columns here, are the conjugation parts. So it gives you the I, the you, we, and they, which will be the same, he, she, and it, and then the ing form, the continuous that we did above. Now, let's start. We already have be, I am, you, we, they, all use are, he, she, it, is, and then the ing form is being, just adding that ing to the infinitive of be. Now, let's look at have. I have, you have, he, she, or it has, and then the ing form here, think about have, it's spelled H-A-V-E. But when there's an E at the end, we get rid of it. So get rid of the E and simply add ing to form having. Okay? Let's do the other irregular ones. Now we have do. I do. You, we, they do. He, she, it does. And then finally, same part here, just adding ing to form doing. Doing. Okay, last but not least, let's look at go. I go. You, we, they go. He, she, it goes. And very similar to doing, just adding the ing to form going. Going. Now, let's look at one more. Let's look at say. Okay. I say. You, we, they say. He, she, it says. And then the ing, same as before, adding saying. Saying. Now, this is the regular conjugation. Normally, the verbs will look like this, where they'll have I, you, we, and they will have a similar form or identical form to the infinitive. So the infinitive for here, say, becomes I say, you, we, and they say, and then often the he, she, and it tense adds the S. It adds this S. So it would become says, says, says. And then here would be saying. So for this chart, I recommend you completing the whole thing by yourself, just using online dictionaries or personal ones. The way I would go about doing it is I'd start by reading the infinitive. I'd read the infinitive and then I would translate it into your own language so that you really understand what these means. what does have mean? It'll be written right here for you. After that, I would then move on to these three, the present simple. Because the present simple is the base tense, the probably most basic first one that you should learn. After you do the present simple and finish for all the verbs, I would then look at the ing forms for the continuous tense. This video may look a bit different from all the others because I won't fill all these out with you guys, but I will finish this whole thing and it'll be linked both empty and with all the notes in the description below. So the entire answers will be linked below. However, I think you should take the ones that are completely empty and write it all yourself so that you can really learn it. So, without further ado with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video of Andrew McDonald English. As always, please subscribe, especially if you find these helpful. And thank you again for tuning in.